Hey everyone, welcome back. Credit where credit is due. I can't make video after video bashing the ANC and their sharing competence, but then not take a moment to share this momentous occasion where we actually see a government department show real action and progress, results, something pretty rare in South Africa's government institutions. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe. Gives my channel a boost. It really helps YouTube push it out to new audiences. And shout out to Nikki and Paul, members of the Nick's Rambles Club. Enoch and his team actually have 3 notable achievements under their belt in recent times. And I'm not even including South Africa's removal from the financial grey list. So firstly, we didn't get a VAT increase. Like super chuffed. Secondly, for all the screaming and shouting I did in one of my previous videos, it was the 1.2 billion rand daily. I'm talking about the dismal failure of South Africa's debt crisis. But something I did learn yesterday after the budget speech, which I absolutely have to share with you, is that if South Africa's debt were to miraculously disappear, we would actually be in a net positive. To simplify that, we would have more revenue than spend, making a profit. The idea that we could have more money than the ANC can spend, is that even possible? The third piece of great news is that the public, you and I, can now access an online portal and scrutinize state contracts. We can also access Treasury's quarterly spending report, which I must say is a mutual improvement on the previous reports I've had to look through. So ladies and gentlemen, why is this so fantastic, momentous, something worth celebrating? Well, because it gives you and I the power to see, share, and hold public officials accountable for the way they spend our tax. So before I show you what I found in the latest spending report, here is a quick article sharing this fantastic news, just so you can get a bit of insight as to what Enoch's vision is. Published in Business Day, public can now scrutinize state contracts online to uncover hidden procurement anomalies. Very exciting. To increase public scrutiny of government contracts, because unfortunately the government has shown no capacity to scrutinize themselves. Leave it up to us. Don't worry about it. We'll get it done. It gives citizens, academics, and civil society the ability to hold departments accountable, supporting efforts to fight corruption and fraud. So tie this back to Tembisa, for instance. So the corruption was able to go on for as long as it did because inflated contracts had been awarded to syndicates that colluded with Halted provincial government officials to win numerous inflated contracts which evaded public scrutiny because they were below the threshold requiring open tenders. And I've seen the reports on that. They do that very efficiently. Enoch says what the system will do is flag that. Let's see how this rolls out, but holding thumbs, bated breath. Something to keep in mind though. This system will be expanded at a later stage to include contracts awarded by state-owned entities and municipalities. So the report I'm about to show you is for provincial and national government. Let's take a look at what's happening in that report. Okay guys, this is the first 6 months of 2025 financial year for provincial and national governments. And I filtered it, because otherwise we would be here all day, to just show you what has been put through for restaurants and catering. So what I'm going to do is scroll down and show you every single province and how many line items they processed for restaurants and catering. But in total, for national and provincial, it's over 5,000 line items. And that totals 79.3 million rand, just restaurants and catering. with a couple of dodgy one or two things, which I'll come back to at the end. Let's start scrolling. First, we have Eastern Cape. Still Eastern Cape. Still Eastern Cape. I might need to speed up this video for us, otherwise we might just be here all day on restaurants and catering alone. So, for Eastern Cape, they processed 856 line items for restaurants and catering. The bright yellow is Free State. Okay, and that is 318 line items, half of Eastern Cape. We have Gauteng. Now, Gauteng is relatively short. I think that's because they were all busy fixing the G20 situation. They only processed 254. We then have KwaZulu-Natal. There we go. 365, still below Eastern Cape. Limpopo. This is a long one. Sure, okay, this is a really long one. Okay, 721. So, top two. And then we have Mpumalanga. If I'm not mistaken, this is also a long one. Yes. Oh, not that long. 475. National is a long one, yes. Should be coming towards the end. 774. One of the top three. Northern Cape. 305. Northwest. 762. That bumps somebody off the list, and Northwest enters the top three. And then little old Western Cape, always at the bottom, 248. So it's actually funny that our two financial hubs, Western Cape and Gauteng, were the lowest across all the provinces and national. Gauteng was 245 and Western Cape is 248. That, ladies and gentlemen, is just for restaurants and catering for all of our government departments. 79.3 million rand in 6 months. So just to show you that this isn't yet foolproof in any way, and already I have 2, 3, 4 different flags I could send back to Enoch. Kumzi Investments, Eastern Cape Education Department, Restaurants and Catering, 917,000 rand. We have one here, Kazimila Agencies. That's actually a million, 19 million rand. Let's take Kumzi Investments. Fantastic. So last year, July, they were not in the process of liquidation. I guess that's great news. From a director point of view, this is where it gets a little dodgy. Saki Mahele and Saki Mahele. But then you're like, okay, let's look at the profiles. Profile 1, many companies, inactive on 4 different companies who are deregistered due to non-compliance. Saki's second profile is a whole bunch of other companies, but most of them are inactive. The idea that you can just continue to deregister non-compliance, create a new company, be part of so many different companies with a track record like this, and we're giving you 973,000 rand. So in and amongst all of this great news, let's remember that Treasury can do the right thing. They can launch a great system, but it's not to say that the departments are going to abide by those requirements. Because without the accountability side of things, we all just continue to do whatever we want. I think something we need to get our heads around, I do for sure, is that when the tree of government is this rotten, infested with bugs, the only solution is to take the entire tree out, roots and all. So guys, that is my ramble. Credit where credit is due. I think it's valuable. I hope you enjoyed it, at least maybe a bit insightful on the procurement list. There's a whole bunch of other things I noticed. I hope you found this insightful and enjoyed the time with me. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Big shout out to Nikki and Paul, who are members of the Nick's Ramblers Club. If any of you want to join my club, it's $14.99, price of a small Coke, and the link for that is in the description. Guys, it is the weekend. We don't have a VAT increase. There is some progress being made. I can't deny that I sense a lot more activity coming from government. And we can only hope that we continue in an upward trajectory, which we hope is going to be the same trajectory for our economy and the opposite trajectory of our unemployment rate. I digress. Guys, thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for watching until the end. I appreciate all of you and your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. All of it really does give my channel a boost, and then YouTube pushes it out to new audiences. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. The weather in Johannesburg is not fabulous, but we will make the best of it. Have a good one, guys. Over and out.